Whoa, get a load of that tidal wave over there. Check out those sand castles. Got some beach volleyball going on behind us. That's so rad, right, friends? That's right, because we are at the beach. Yeah, woo! And not only are we at the beach, but we're at the beach with our friends. You guessed it, Pete the cat. At the beach. It's a hot day, and Pete the cat climbs in the car with his mom and his brother Bob, and they have snacks, a surfboard, and a beach ball. They're heading to the beach. Pete finds the perfect spot in the sand for their blankets. Let's go in the water, Bob says as soon as they've unpacked. Maybe later, says Pete. He watches as Bob swims out to catch the big waves. Bob likes to surf, and Pete likes to watch. It doesn't take long before Pete gets too hot sitting in the sun. I'm hot, says Pete. Why don't you join your brother in the water? Asks Mom. Maybe later, says Pete. He decides to make a sandcastle instead. He is hot, but at least he's having fun. His mom helps him build a castle nice and tall, and they're just about to put the finishing touches on it when his mom says, "Here comes a big wave!" Pete jumps out of the way. What's gonna happen to his sandcastle? Pete's castle is washed away by the wave. Bummer, thinks Pete. He looks out at the water and watches Bob ride a big wave. Wow, says Pete. That looks like fun. Come on, Pete, says Mom. Let's take a walk. There is lots to see on the beach. They find seashells, tide pools, and a crab. It buries itself in the sand to stay cool, says Mom. Pete wishes he could be cool too. He decides to get his feet wet. Ah, says Pete, the water does feel pretty good on my hot feet. Oh, it's time for lunch. Bob swims in from the ocean to join Pete and his mom. They eat sandwiches and drink cool lemonade. The sun is very strong. Pete is dry and hot, but Bob is wet and cool. It is so much fun out there, says Bob. I must have surfed 100 waves. Friends, if you were at the beach with Bob and Pete and Mom, would you surf the waves like Bob or build a sandcastle like Pete? What would you do? I love it. I would be out surfing with Bob. That looks like a lot of fun. After lunch, Pete asks Bob to play catch with him. No thanks, he says. I want to surf. I'll play ball with you, says Pete's mom. They toss the ball back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And they get hotter and hotter in the sun. Let's get our feet wet, says Mom. Okay, says Pete, but just our feet. The water is cool, and it feels good. Pete gets a little brave and goes deeper into the water. Bob waves to Pete. Swim out here so I can teach you how to surf, Bob yells. Pete thinks about saying, maybe later, but the water feels so good. Let's do it, he says. Lie on the board, says Bob. Pete lies on the board. And paddle your paws in the water, says Bob. Pete paddles forward, and he waits for a big wave. And a big wave comes. Pete's way. Stand up, says Bob. Pete stands up, but he wobbles. Oh, it is hard to stand on a surfboard. Whoa, whoa. When Pete falls, boop, into the water. Splash. It was a little scary, but he did not hurt. He climbs back onto the surfboard. Good job, Bob says. But I fell down, says Pete. And that's okay, says Bob. You'll stay on next time. Try again later. But Pete doesn't want to wait. Let's try again now, he says. Pete lies down again, and he paddles out and waits, and waits. Here comes a big wave, he shouts. I know what I have to do, Pete thinks. He stands up on the board, and it's a little easier this time, and he rides the big wave. Wow, says Bob. Way cool, little brother. For the rest of the day, Pete and Bob share the surfboard. It's okay to be afraid, says Bob. Yeah, agrees Pete. But it is more fun to surf. The end. Friends, surfboarding can be really, really scary, but we gotta try it sometimes, right? Sometimes we gotta try things that are new and different to see if we like it or not. So it's okay to be scared, and it's okay to have big brothers or sisters or mommies and daddies support you. Right? Right. You have a great day, cool cats, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.